you know, we in this policy, we want to make sure that everybody is registered, everybody is accountable to an OCS in the neighborhood. We have clarity of when do you cease to be an NPR. You know, if you are aging or you become, in fact, in some places, the old KPR, they consider the gun as a family property. So it's always handed over from there to this son, to this uncle, you know, so because there was no clarity of policy on how to manage it. Now that we have up to 400 in one county, 500 in one county, it's important that they are all organized so that they don't become, they don't support criminal activities in where they are. They are accountable to the OCS, but also accountable to IPOA and accountable to the National Police Service, because 10,000 is a critical number. NPR plays a very critical role. Most of these MPs that come from marginalized areas, they think the only request is NPR. When they come, they say, please, we want the NPR. They don't even ask for further deployment of police officers. They ask for locally the NPR. So as we increase the numbers, we want to make sure that the policy. I promise that in the next 2 months, we should be done with this process so that we bring it to this committee, and then we can have a workshop to discuss it, and then we continue with the stakeholder engagement, and eventually we will have clarity on command. Where law needs to be amended, we will then leave it to the committee with the proposals of amendment so that they can do the amendment. But at the moment, it is standard operating procedures that we want to put in place for the NPR. The last thing is...
So maybe says, because I know Masara wanted to say something, for your information, actually, not surprisingly, the issue of the very ordinary NPR, which we are using in our North Rift, the north part of the country, I don't want to emphasize the importance. Yeah. Actually, the problem we have, and I'm talking out of experience, is of course even the game rangers.
Yes.
Because now their recruitment is done by the county governments. Of course, their remuneration done by the same, and majority of the time they recruit their supporters. So here are supporters who are armed with sophisticated guns. Of course, we then have their own governors. They convert these people to be part of their militia or organizing group. I'm sorry to use that word, because of course, exceptionally, they are good ones. But now, because I don't want to bring that, it's a big topic, and I think it is a conversation that we will plan. We have been having issues as committee, so that if need be to affirm some loose end in our acts, we need to, because like in Narok, I've given you an example, you are also a constituent there. They don't respond to any command of our police. It is the employees of the governors, they are the support group of a governor, and these are armed people. But now, maybe we don't open that.
No, the point I was just saying is that rangers are KPR or NPR. I wish that understanding was fast achieved. So what we are doing in the policy proposal is to see how then these rangers can be answerable to the OCS in the next door, and where do they interact with the county police, county security committee or sub-county security committee. That nexus is what is missing, both for rangers, and you know rangers are in Narok, Marsabit, they are in Laikipia, they are in Isiolo, they are in Samburu, they are in Tana River. So a number of these places across the country, and I don't know if Turkana have the rangers also for county government, but it is important that, and you know, the interesting bit of the rangers actually is that they can do a very good job. In Laikipia, for example, they have been very supportive in terms of fighting banditry, and in some, I went to one of the ranches, conservancy, sorry, and I was shown the way they are kitting their rangers, the way they are giving propaganda, of course, with the permission of government, and that technology they use, including drones, has helped in banditry in that area. In fact, I feel like I wish there was a way we would be organizing all the NPR across the country. But of course, you know, they are paid better, you know, they are kitted better. And so we can get value from these rangers. I don't think we properly organized and with proper view of the police service, they can be of great help. And the ones in Laikipia have been of great help in recovery of livestock, including recently where the Conservancy is also offered, including their aerial power to support recovery of a lot of livestock in the neighborhood. So there's a benefit that comes with it. I don't really think that there's anything wrong with the county government establishing and putting these people. And ordinarily, if you are employed at the time of, if the governor is Honorable Tongoyo, and you have been employed at that time, generally as human beings, some loyalty is here and there. But as long as they're trained and they appreciate that that loyalty cannot go beyond certain boundary because you are an armed officer of a national government, then